Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters on That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. And joining me today is a fellow Pennsylvanian hailing from Imperial, PA.
Yes, sir.
All right, Danny Burgoyne.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Not too bad. How you been?
Good. Hanging out.
I do have to ask, and it was funny because you're actually named after the British general, right? Is there any relation?
That is, Dad. You're one of the first. You're one of the first person to actually say that to me without, me having to say that to them. Yeah, he's the general that lost to Benedict Arnold at the Battle of Saratoga in New York during the Revolutionary War. That is a relation, but however, when I was like 12 years old, I was adopted by my younger sister's father and took his last name. My original name is Daniel Michael Kost, K-O-S-T. That's what I was born. I'm actually trying to change it back to that. But yeah, my legal last name right now is Burgoyne, and that is in relation to General Burgoyne from the Revolutionary War.
Well, yes. Kick their ass, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite wars, actually. I'm a real big history buff. I love history. The Revolutionary War is one of, probably up there with, I don't know, definitely top 10.
I guess
there's a lot of wars, dude.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of history.
You should see how bad it was in the 1600s, just in Europe alone. It was just...
I mean, I wish I could have seen how bad it was in Europe in the 1600s for sure.
Well, not literally, but
yeah, literally. That would have been cool. I feel like I was supposed to be born in a different time.
Really?
Yeah.
I see.
Motorcycles starting up behind us.
Yeah, we just picked up just about everything, too. Making sure we can see okay. All right. And we're also close to the airport, too, so we're probably going to pick up some airplane noises as well.
Yeah. They're definitely going to chill there for a minute and rev their motorcycles because they want their buddies to know that,
hey, we're leaving, that sort of thing, too.
Yeah.
But actually, we're in a special spot today, and in case anybody noticed, because we're already 2 minutes into this thing, we are in a different spot. This is the Helicon Brewery. And you actually know about this place, and you know the owner, right?
Yeah, the owner, his name's Chris. I've known him for a few years. He's a really good dude. This place, Helicon Brewery. There's actually two of them. There's one right down the street in McDonald as well, which is a really cool spot. Yeah, this is a cool spot. He brews his own. They brew their own stuff here. They also sell other stuff here. They have a bunch of pinball machines in there. It's a good. It's a very family-friendly environment. It's a good place to bring your kids and let them play pinball, and you can play pinball as well and get drunk or whatever. And there's also the Panhandle trails right there for riding bicycles and whatever. But yeah, it's a cool spot. This actually is the old Joy Dog Food Factory. I don't know if you.
I was
Joy Dog Food.
Were they more popular in like the 70s and 80s?
That's what Oakdale's famous for, is the Joy Dog Food Factory, yeah.
Oh, really? I was born more in the 90s, so unfortunately, I don't think they talked about it as much. And it seemed like everything started to go away after, I would say more the steel industry, because it seems like everybody wanted to buy it more from Asia at that point since they were doing things
that's
cheaper.
Why there's a bunch of Steeler bars in different states, not only different states in this country, but different countries. There's Steeler bars everywhere because after the steel mills closed and everything like that, people just left Pittsburgh and they brought the Steelers with them.
We could say we could do the actual Steeler bar where they go for Steeler Nation, that sort of thing.
Well, you got to remember what time it was too. It was the 70s, so and before that it was just different times. So people were different back then. So that's all they had was their football team. You know what I mean? They didn't have nothing else. They just worked in the mill and then went home and did nothing besides fucking hope that the Steelers won on Sunday or whatever. I don't know.
I think that would be when they went to church and then they prayed for the Steelers' victory.
Yeah,
so
probably not in Pittsburgh.
Maybe. Hard to say. I have to actually notice because you got all these tattoos here, man. Look at all these ones.
Yeah, I have a lot of stupid tattoos. I must say, I gotta add that they are all silly. And yeah, silly is probably the best word to describe them. I did a lot of them myself when I was young. I regret pretty much 97% of them. Eventually, we'll get them covered up once I get to a good spot in my life where I can blow a bunch of money on tattoos. But until then, I'm stuck with silly tattoos.
Actually, this one here kind of looks like the Avengers symbol, but you said that was the Anarchy symbol?
Yeah, that's actually the Anarchy symbol, yeah. Not Avengers, Anarchy.
There actually is a character in the Batman series whose name is Anarchy, and I think it's exactly how that design is, to be honest.
That would be weird, because I just did that myself, and I actually did a freehand, too. Like, coloring it and everything. I did it all freehand. all of it. I did a lot of my tattoos freehand. That's why most of them are poop.
Actually, I didn't notice the Slipknot tattoo over there.
Yeah. That one I didn't do because I'm left-handed. Hawkeye from Coriopolis did pretty much my whole upper arm there. I got like a gargoyle and skull and stuff like that. But yeah, Hawkeye did those.
That's pretty sweet.
Years ago. I think he passed away, actually. He was one of the original, like tattoo legends. Like him.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. There was like Mickey from what studio? I can't remember.
I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about tattoos because I pretty much bare skin all the way down, buddy. So, actually, I've always wanted to think about those sword tattoos because I don't know how bad it is with like the laser surgery these days.
It doesn't look that bad at all. It doesn't. I wish I would have waited. I started getting them when I was young and dumb. I just wanted tattoos just to have tattoos. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of them are meaningful to me, and they do define a chapter in my life, no doubt. But a lot of that stuff I'm just ready to put behind me. So covering up is the plan.
Yeah. Actually, there's a funny story because we used to do the real fake tattoos because we used to do Christmas parties at my house and we bring in a fake tattoo artist. And one of the ones happened to be a dragon. And I think it was on this arm right here. And he drew one. And he had like the designs already laid out. He just had to draw it right in with his spray pen, yeah.
Yeah, like those airbrush.
Airbrush,
like
yeah.
Kids get on their face.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Some of them artists are really good.
Actually, no, I walked in the middle school the next day, and I just remember some kids' reactions like, what the fuck? That sort of thing. I mean, I had to admit it was pretty funny. Like, I wish it was one of those things you like videotape so you just see people's reactions.
Yeah.
Just to see it. There were, I think some of the ones you did have were like more the so-called rebels. I guess kind of in your way too. That's kind of your attitude is.
Yeah, I've kind of always been like against the grain type citizen.
Like I said, you had an epiphany there. What'd you just remember?
What's that?
I saw you lay back. You're like this. I thought like, oh man, he just had something come to mind. I just interrupted him.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it was though.
I do remember.
Somebody else remembers.
I think it'll come to you. So maybe let's see what happens. So, Danny, the way my podcast works is I'm just going to ask you some simple questions, get to know you more both as the individual and as the drummer too. So I got them all right here.
You're a drummer as well, right?
Yep. I've been drumming for, if we're counting my rock band years, which was pretty much high school, throughout college, and then even afterwards. It's felt like it's been a decade, but it's been on and off. I'm not the most consistent one, but I've at least gone on it every now and again to get a nice calorie burn and everything.
Yeah, and playing drums is a workout, and for sure, got to be in shape.
But speaking of which, I guess let's start with the first one right here. I guess how did you become a drummer then?
I actually grew up around drums my whole life. My uncle Mike was a drummer. He is a drummer. He's my mother's brother. I just was always around him. So I was just always what kid didn't want to bash on drums. So I just, he just taught me how to not bash on them and actually play them, and just went from there. And he bought me my first snare drum. I played snare drum in in middle school, elementary school band and middle school band, and then after that, start bands with friends and making a bunch of noise and a bunch of nonsense. And I did have a kit, and I was playing a little bit off and on, but I just fell off. I just got back into playing drums like 2-3 years ago. I seen Chris Turner from Ocean's 8, Alaska, and he blew my mind. And he reminded me of my style back when I was playing, because I set my drums up kind of. Sometimes I would I had some cymbals angled a weird way, and I always thought to myself that was weird. I was a weird, different, but it wasn't like it is now, like how you can just YouTube anyone you want. You can see so many different kinds of drummers out there and different styles and all that. So when I seen them play, I just thought to myself, why did I stop? And, when I seen it, I thought to myself, I could do that. I know how to do that. Why am I not playing drums? So yeah, I was like, man, it was really inspiring, honestly. So I got a kit, and here we are.
I see. So I guess get back into the drums. I guess what sort of drum set have you been rolling with for a good while?
Right now I'm playing a Pearl kit. It's a Pearl Export. I think it's like an ELX export style, which just means it just came with an extra toms. It's got a 10-inch, 12-inch, 14-inch, 16-inch floor or toms, and then 22-inch kick, and it came with a 5x14 snare drum, which I'm not even using right now. Right now I'm using Orange County drums and percussion snare. It's a maple 7x13, and that thing pops. I love it. I love it. I've been wanting to get a 13x7 maple for so long, and Guitar Center had one on sale for like $100 bucks, and I'm like, I gotta get this. So I got it, dude, and I love it. It's a really nice snare. I know eventually I'm gonna end up going back to a steel snare, or I would like a brass. That would be nice. I want one of those nice. I want one of those nice. I like Tama drums. I'm gonna get a Tama kit.
Okay.
I play Tama pedals. I used to play Iron Cobras, and now I'm playing the 910 Speed Cobras. For the heel plate, they got long boards on them, and I use heel toe technique. So I like the long boards, but they're the same exact thing as the Iron Cobras. But yeah, I like Tama drums. I'm actually trying to get some ACD Unlimited pedals. I don't know if you've ever seen those yet. They're from this dude. He's in his name's Dennis. He's out in somewhere in Europe, like Austria or something like that, by Germany. And he makes these pedals, dude, and they're so nice. They look like the most well-built things I've ever seen, dude. They're so good.
Sounds good, though. You know what? I've always been stuck with electric sets, so I haven't really experimented. And I don't know if my foot pedals, which are PDPs, I don't know if they're the greatest for the heel toe sort of things, or when you're doing like live speed tour or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would say I've always just forced it to do it because I've done a couple of Napalm Death covers.
Yeah.
And I was always doing 1 foot because I felt like I always wanted to. I was always trying to do like some of the Pete Sandoval sort of thing.
You want to do the traditional blast beat. There are a lot of drummers out there that if you're not doing the 1 foot blast, to them you're not blasting. I think it's silly and stupid. I use 2 feet because my theory is like if I have the pedal, I treat my left foot just like my right. I'm ambidextrous, so everything I can do on my right, I can do on my left. If my right's getting tired, I can just switch to my left and play off my left foot, just like my right. So I use it.
I guess does that mean your drum set's set up a little differently? Because mine's normally pretty tight together. It has the 2 toms right in front, and then it does everything off to the right. I mean, I'm pretty much right dominant. Yeah. So I mean,
no, I mean my drum set is kind of wide, but I plan on getting a stealth rack system, to where I just have 2 racks on the side and 1 in the middle, holding my snare and toms and splashes and 12-inch China that I'll put up there, and then the other 2 racks will hold everything else. I kind of keep everything to my off to the side and tilt it a little bit. You know what I mean? And then my middle section right in the middle. Everything is aligned perfectly and
perfect symmetry, as they would say.
Perfect symmetry, yes. Yeah. I got OCD bad, dude.
Okay.
I'll stare at my kit and I'll be like, dude, I gotta move something. And if I move one thing, I move everything.
So does that mean you're really into like more of the heavier metal, some of the death metal and that kind of music?
Yeah, I do. I love extreme music. Anything good. I like softer stuff too. I like Justin Timberlake. Who else? Like, there's this band called 10 Years from Nashville. I like them a lot. They're like rock, but I like classical music as well. Some old hip hop and R&B and rap. Good music is good music.
Yeah, I think we did start. You did mention you're doing like Dr. Dre sort of covers now.
Yeah, I have like a playlist of like 7 or 8 hip hop songs that I'm gonna tear up, dude. I've just been practicing. I've been playing the last couple of days and just messing around and throwing in my own little fills in there. I'm trying to stay away from double bass. I want to just keep this like simple and like a lot of single foot stuff, a lot of triplets, just mixing it up. But a lot of them are tasteful so far, and I actually just put one out earlier today. I just edited a video. I thought earlier I deleted all of them because when I watched them, when I was going to put the videos together, I was like, man, I can do a better job. So I just deleted them. But I forget. I think one forgot. Like a couple weren't moved over from my iCloud yet. And then when I look at my phone, a couple of videos ended up sneaking over there. So I just. Yeah. I'll put one together real quick, see how it looks like. And it actually didn't look too bad, so I was like, I'll put a little teaser reel out there real quick.
You know what? I was actually looking at one because, first off, when it comes to R&B, it's pretty much just simple. It's not like going to go all over the place like what you hear with like the metal music. And then,
Yeah.
but I was thinking of, it was a "Come On Ride the Train," or it might be, it's worded differently, but I remember listening to that song a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I remember that song. I like skating rinks and stuff. You remember going to skating rinks?
There was that one, and then actually I think the real one is like over 7 minutes long too, and then they have a radio mix which tones it down to like just over 4 minutes. So I think I heard more of the radio mix than I did the actual song. I think the album I heard it on was not from that artist. I think Quad City, I think it was pronounced. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Please don't yell at me, people. But I think it was Quad City, but it was on like a greatest hits sort of album that like molded like all these artists together and everything too.
Yeah.
It happened to be on there too, and I just remember loving it as a kid.
I actually go to, after I practice on my metronome for a little bit and before I start like jamming on the songs and stuff, I'll go and I'll put like, I'll go to like dance music and I'll just hit shuffle and I'll just listen to random artists that they play and I'll just play drums along to it. It's actually a really good workout. And it helps you get for me. I think it helps me come up with creative fills. I get stuck a lot. I think a lot of drummers do on doing like the same thing over and over again because that's what we have to do in order to be able to play certain parts perfectly. Is you have to practice it over and over and over and over and over again. And then also you just get sick of yourself. You know, for me, I get sick of all the fills that I know and stuff like that. I get sick of them. I'm like, dude, I'm just tired of doing this. So I'll mix it up and I'll go to a different genre of music and play different stuff, and bam, all of a sudden now I'm creative again. And I got some inspiration for however long, and I just ride with that.
Sorry, I'm getting paranoid right here. I'm always making sure I got this thing up. We don't go on the road too often. In fact, this is actually a pretty nice town, and you know, my GPS told me like turn right, and I could accidentally turn down the wrong road at first. You know, I thought it was going to be a little bit more open coming down, and then it was more. It didn't really stand out because it looked like it was right where a bridge was. And then it was like, turn right there, and then you turn right again. And it was like, oh, there's the brewery. It's right there. Yeah. That sort of thing. The way it made it seem like, it sounded like it was going to be more close to like a shopping center or something like that, so I wasn't sure coming in here.
Yeah, Oakdale's a small town. They just put a stop sign in across the street, actually. I don't know why, but whatever.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Traffic. I don't know if there was accidents here or nothing, but...
I did see a stop sign, to be honest, so that's why I was a little worried at first. But
yeah, well, it's a nice spot. I like it here. It's real quiet. When I don't drink anymore, but when I was drinking, I would come here at least every other day and crush a bottle of wine and play some pinball and whatever. But
yeah,
I like it. It's quiet. It's a nice spot.
I would say not totally quiet.
Well, I mean, I'm comparing it to like, where do you go? You know, bars is most of the places where people drink, and mostly bars are pretty loud, and bars are usually always filled with jag-offs. So this is like a different environment when you can just like, you don't ever just want to go to a bar and just chill by yourself and just drink. I don't know. You know, I do, but sometimes like whenever I was drinking and going to bars, like I just don't like the scene. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, I'm a little older now. I guess that's what it is. But yeah, I'm not into that.
You kind of make me wonder how you would fit with Nashville, considering like how packed that gets on Broadway there with all the cover bands that come in, play all the music and everything.
Yeah.
Every bar's usually packed more so later in the evening, probably more so after 5:30, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, people have asked, like, since I stopped drinking, would playing and performing at certain venues bother me? And absolutely not. It doesn't bother me at all. I quit drinking because I just wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, drums are expensive.
Yeah.
And if you drink every day, that's money. You know.
It doesn't. Well, that and it doesn't.
You know, not drinking helps you save money. Next is I want to try to quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I would say those types of things don't really work out too well, especially when it's excessive drinking or smoking, for that matter.
Well, I take everything to the extreme. When I was drinking, especially when I was younger, it was all bad. Yeah, it was. I am an alcoholic, 100%. But I've been to like meetings and all that stuff. Like I basically was forced to because drinking and then getting in trouble and being on probation, you're forced to do stuff. But I never worked a program like the 12 steps, all that stuff. I stopped drinking because I wanted to. And it's just, to be honest, I didn't think I'd live to see 30. And then one day I was like 30 something. I was like, now what? I guess since I'm still here, I might as well make the best out of it. And if I'm drinking, I'm not going to make the best out of it because I'm just going to drink and do stupid stuff and waste my life away. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to stay focused and stay driven and do something worth doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have heard about a couple people I have interviewed who've like had certain issues. I say a little bit of drinking, and some were into drugs, that sort of thing. They were able to turn their life around. Some people became born again Christians. So it's great. I mean,
whatever works.
This helps out too.
Whatever works for that individual is great. I don't knock any programs like the AA or NA programs. I don't knock Christianity, whatever religion you find when you stop using drugs or drinking.
Yeah.
Every person has their own right to choose whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's good to see you gave it up there. But I was like, we're a little ways off from smoking. So
I would be a different. Yeah, well, I still smoke a lot of weed. A lot. When I say a lot of weed, I mean a lot.
I think I already smoked 2 joints, and we haven't got started with the interview yet.
Yeah, and I have one sitting right here that I would kind of want to light up right now. But it's my security blanket. Growing up, using drugs and drinking a lot, especially starting at a young age, and stopping, doctors diagnose you with stuff because whenever you drink for 3 years straight and then stop, you go through alcohol withdrawals. Same thing with drugs. You use drugs forever, then you stop, so you're going to get withdrawals. What happens when you go through withdrawals? You get depressed, you get anxiety, you know what I mean? All this stuff's natural, it just happens. So you get diagnosed with stuff, and then next thing you know, you're on 8 different medications, and then next year you're on 12 because 4 of them have to counteract the other 4 of them. You know what I mean? And then when Pennsylvania legalized the medical marijuana card, I ended up getting my card, and I got off all the medications that I was on, and I'm doing great. I actually feel great. And I don't know why I wasted so much of my life on struggling to find the right medication when all I had to do was smoke weed like I was doing since I was 12 in the first place.
I guess
you know what I mean?
I guess you got to blame Nixon for that, to be honest. But
yeah,
you know,
it was Nixon or Reagan.
I think it was more Nixon who like illegalized it.
Well, Reagan's wife is the one who started the just go. I mean, just say no. I said, just go.
Just go.
Just say no. Wasn't that Reagan's wife? Wasn't that her?
I thought she had something to do with the PMRC. That was that whole thing with looking to music that they would consider satanic, for instance.
I can't remember.
I don't know. It was
one
something
of the
like
president's wives.
Oh, come on, people.
But
legalize the thing already.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I can't say it's just a plant. I mean, it's what you do with the plant afterwards, because cocoa plant is just a plant until you do what you do, and then you have cocaine. But actually, if you think about it, I guarantee you, till one day, cocaine will be legal, just like marijuana kind of is now. I think marijuana is like the test run. Like, let's face it, there's a lot of money in drugs. People want to use drugs. I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted to.
Yeah.
But people want to, and people are going to do what they want to do. So the U.S. government, once they find a way to
make it work somehow,
tighten it up and figure it out, they're going to do it.
I was just thinking of something too, but oh yeah, it was more of a Lemmy Kilmister. Were you a big Motorhead fan?
I'm actually not.
No.
He
actually said just legalize all the drugs. That's what he said one day. Just legalize it all.
Yeah. It's funny, right? That I'm a Lemmy fan. I respect him as an artist. A lot of people like Motorhead. Motorhead's cool, I guess. It's just not my cup of tea. I probably can't even. Ace of Spades is like the only song you can name.
I swear you should do a drum cover. I'm so bad, baby, I don't care.
Yeah,
that would be one. So.
I will. I like challenges like that. I posted on Facebook a couple times, like, hey, anyone want to shoot me out a cover to do so I can do it? I got a couple respond. A few people. My cousin actually just sent me a message. He wants me to do an I Prevail cover. So he actually works security down at well, I don't know the name of the company, but they're like the company that does all the security for like football games at Heinz Field, all the concerts there, Peterson Event Center, all that stuff. They do all the security there, so he gets to see all those shows. Any band that comes to like Stage AE, Heinz Field, he gets to see all that shit. He's lucky.
I've actually seen Stage AE and Peterson. Actually saw a couple of my metal groups that came out over there, and I was actually pretty blown away by each and every one of them.
And just last time I was there was Day to Remember. I seen them there, and it was they put on a fantastic show. A Day to Remember is really good.
You know, they kind of fell off, unfortunately. It seemed like after what separates me from you, I feel like that it was kind of all downhill from there. They seemed to get a little bit poppy in a way.
Well, they always had that pop style.
I know, but it was like
as musicians, but. I get what you're saying. Their last two albums, there's only like a handful of songs I like. I don't like the whole albums, but their early stuff I like a lot. They have a lot of cool breakdowns. I
would say it was a little bit more of the alternative. It had like the metal sort of feel like the earlier ones. And then it was all good because I know it's probably a lot of strain on the singer's voice when you're doing like all this screaming and that stuff during like live concerts, going to all these tours and everything too. So I can understand why you would kind of back away from it in a certain way.
Well, for me, I think A Day to Remember runs like a popularity train, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like they look as their band as more than just guys playing music. Like they go with what's popular at that time. You know what I mean? I feel like they change with the time really good, and they have been, and they're just changing with the time. And they're selling out every show they play, so they're doing something right. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
That's how I'm trying to take a look at it. Like I just want to play drums, dude. If I sat back, like if I won the lottery tomorrow and I had an unlimited amount of money, I would travel the world and see the world, and I would play my drums and spend time with my family. That's literally what I would do. So I'm thinking, like, dude, like that doesn't sound like a far reach out of like having that as a career. So why not shoot for it?
Yeah.
Be a drummer. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to try. Like, why not? Like, times are different now. Like YouTube, like, dude, I learned when I got back into drums 2 years ago, dude, when I learned heel toe technique, I transformed almost every night. It was crazy. Back in the day, I couldn't get past like 170 BPM doing singles on my Iron Cobras, and then all of a sudden I see a YouTube video of this dude doing doubles on speed Cobras, and he's doing this heel toe technique, and I'm like, oh my god, look how fast he's going. I'm like, holy shit,
I could do that.
I went and bought speed Cobras, and 2 weeks later I'm
like machine gun
flying, dude. Yeah.
That's pretty good to hear.
Yeah, man, I love drums. I love playing drums. Not only that, but I love everything about drums. Like I will always be more knowledgeable about drums in general than I am at playing them. I feel. I like drums, and I also like music. Like,
you know, that was actually one of the next questions right here. Like, what do you love most about drumming? So
it's just what I love about drumming is it gets everything out. All my frustrations. I have a voice behind the kit that you can't shut off. You know what I mean? When I'm up there and I'm playing, I love it. There's nothing like it.
Always a nice source of therapy, yeah.
Like learning a song and then playing it from beginning to end without like making any mistakes, dude, is such a good feeling. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you push yourself. Like when you first learn a song and you try it on the kit for the first time, you're thinking like, dude, this is impossible. But then you break the song down and you learn it piece by piece, and then you put those pieces together, and then you're playing it and you're like, oh, fuck, I just fucking played this song, dude. It happens to me at least twice a week. Yeah,
especially when you try and like get down and feel like, oh, I listened to the song for 10,000 times. I think I got down like a science, and you're like, nope, you gotta start over from scratch, and then.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, it does come to you a little bit, because that's how it kind of was with me with a couple of Silverstein songs that I practiced on. Because recently I've been I was kind of doing a Teenage Rebellion project, which involved Silverstein. I was meant to do Story of the Year, but I haven't gotten the Story of the Year yet. Yeah. But Silverstein.
I remember all those. I remember the bands. They still around?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think Silverstein, and I have seen actually some things with Story of the Year on Instagram and Facebook. But I was just gonna say, it took me a while just to get the song down, because there was like hidden sort of tom hits here and there. and then afterwards it was like just suddenly clicked at one point, especially and even during like when I was recording too. So I mean,
well, I think I'm bringing this up now because you just reminded me of it. For rudiments for drummers, I think it's important for drummers to know the rudiments. You'd be surprised how many metal drummers that I meet that don't know any rudiments. I mean, of course they know what a single stroke roll is, you know what I mean? But then like paradiddles and stuff like that, they don't know. They're
all self-taught.
Yeah, they don't know nothing about drums. They just like, I'm not saying like they're not good drummers, because they are. I'm self-taught in a lot of ways. Do you know what I mean? But it's important to learn the single stroke roll, the double stroke roll, paradiddles. Those are important. Well, a paradiddle is just left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. I do them on my feet too. Also, what else? What's that one? The flam. The accent. The flam.
I mean,
Is that it right?
It's
been a while.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I mean, I just know how to listen to music and I interpret it that way. But I couldn't tell you. Like, I just know like there's little snare rolls or like ghost notes, for instance.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's kind of like a flam. Like you.
You just
have that
stick it in,
ghost note right after like a little accented note.
Because then it sounds like a drum roll in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, that's why it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and my uncle Mike says this all the time. He's like, all these drummers, they don't know how to do drum rolls. I don't see no one knows how to do a drum roll. I mean, for the most part, though, he's not wrong. But at the same time, like, who does drum rolls in songs? You know what I mean? That's the only time he's hearing a lot of the drummers. But there are a lot of songs that have, drum rolls in them. You know, little build-ups, little pickups, building up for the song, whatever, pre-choruses.
Yeah.
I prevail. I'm working on that song "Bow Down" right now, and in the middle there's a snare section. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool.
Big long drum roll.
Yeah, it's a big drum roll. It starts off with just basic singles, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of flams in there, and then there's a couple. What is it? It goes.
It sounds like it was gonna be like a hi-hat or something.
It ends in singles. I know that. But it's cool. It changes, but once you break it down and learn it, it's fun. But it's not easy.
Oh yeah. Nobody ever said life was easy.
Oh.
So, all right, that's good to hear. Yeah, best of luck on your journey. But yeah, I've been pretty active on social media because I've seen you post pretty much nonstop, maybe like 2 or 3 posts a day just on Facebook alone. But let's first start. Do you have a YouTube channel first off?
I do have a YouTube channel.
I guess let's start with that. When did you start it, and I guess what do you hope to achieve with it?
I started it a couple months ago. I only just, what I want to achieve with it is to let people know that I play drums, and I want to play drums like professionally, like on a level to where I don't want to just do local gigs. You know what I mean? I want to travel. Don't really, there's no, you know how you can Google or you can go to job searching.
Yeah.
There's staffing companies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That get you a job. Do this. I was thinking like bands pretty much put together their own crews for the most part, but a lot of them don't. Like a lot of like crews are just like, how do you get into like becoming a drum tech? Do you know what I mean? Or getting on a crew to go on the road with bands and learn the ins and outs on how to tour and what to do, what not to do. Like I have experience traveling the country and this and that and playing shows at different places, but only on a small scale for, a couple weeks to most. But, there's no like how-to book, or there's no like staffing agency to call and let people know, hey, I'm a body that's willing to go do this stuff to learn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm also, I don't know. Everyone says drummers are hard to find, but
I mean, you just got to really look around. But there actually is a website. It's called Bandmix.
I have seen that.
It kind of strikes me as that in a way. It's more like you just search for the band, and then it's like, if you're looking for this type of musician, let's just say drummer, for instance, then they'll either contact you or it's either an old post that was just left up for some reason because they were too stupid to probably take it down or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I checked that out. but it seems stupid. They just want your money. You gotta pay like $10 or something. And
especially that if you want to post an ad just to say like, hey, I'm looking for drummers who just want to.
Well, a lot of them, I don't like dishonesty. A lot of them is clickbait. You know what I mean? Like that band mix. Like it'll say like you just find locals. Like they make it seem like you just. Like it's like a forum, like a page to where you meet people. Like that stuff shouldn't cost anything, but then they try to charge you. They want your credit card number and all that stuff. I'm not with that. I don't do that. As soon as I see stuff like that, I'm like, man, I hate this stuff. But I think that's like with me. I'm not really into the whole like burying my face in a phone type world. Like I hate today's age. Like how every kid just has like. I'm like, dude, go get dirty. Go punch another kid in the face or something, get in trouble with something.
I was like, let's not do that. Let's try to be pacifist. Let's try to be a pacifist.
Yeah. I'm just joking, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Go rolling around in the mud, you know?
Oh, wait.
Go get in trouble.
Here's two corrections. Don't go tackle somebody, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that, yeah. I would say. It would be nice, actually, to see more females doing football, to be honest. But it seemed like, it seemed back in the day, it was more like, just wearing these shoulder pads. It was like, I don't even know what you call it either, because it didn't seem like it was actual football. It was more a woman just kind of dressing up to be like this sexy football player or something too. So
yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's what it all turns into.
Sadly.
It's the lingerie football league,
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know,
but we'll just let people do it because billionaires are just going to do what they want. To be honest, same thing with the band mix site too. I mean, everybody's out for your money. I mean, everybody.
But anyway, yeah, back on topic. Yeah, that's all I want to do with my YouTube is I just want to cover songs and just put out drum videos, and I want to start maybe doing lesson videos too down the road. Not really lessons, but like what I did.
How to or something like that?
Yeah, how to's, or what I did to like get where I'm at now, or what I do like to practice routine, like what my practice routine is.
Yeah.
First of all, like how I climb the pyramid, and when I say pyramid, you know, you'll know what I mean by pyramid. You know, like I start off with 8 notes, and then 16 notes, and then triplets, and 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I go back down. I start my right foot, doubles, left foot, double, back to right, back and forth. I work both feet just like I want my left as strong as my right. You know what I mean? So that's why I do rudiments on both.
I know you've actually been absent from drumming for a good while until like recently.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried playing on electric sets, or were you always straight acoustic?
Yeah, I've played on a few electric kits. I like them. I just don't. I'm not in a position right now to buy an electric kit, because if I'm going to spend money, I got to spend on the real stuff, because I want to be able to pack that stuff up and put it in a club and play a show. And I don't want to play on an electric kit, you know? Play on real drums.
Yeah, I know what you mean too,
Yeah.
I guess, would you have a preference, or do you kind of just like what you're rolling with right now?
For what? For electric kits or kits in general?
Electric kit or acoustic set?
I like those rolling kits. Rolling's nice because I want to trigger my kit. I have experience with triggers, but not recently. I just wanted to get drums and get back at it for now. But I do want to trigger my kit. I don't know if I'm going to get a rolling that's those TM2s and put it on my kick, or if I'm going to get those new on triggers that actually go underneath your pedal footboard. I might actually try those out. But I want to trigger my kit, and I want to mic up my drums and do all that so I can have better quality covers, because right now all my videos on YouTube are just recorded with my other iPhone.
Really?
The sound quality and everything, yeah.
Do you use like an iRig whenever?
No, nothing. My iPhone, I have one of those things that you put in your car to put your phone on for when you're following a GPS. I just put one of those on one of my cymbal stands, and it holds my phone at wherever angle I want it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that would have been a problem too if you were like trying to hit that cymbal too.
I mean, I don't have that cymbal stand hooked up to anything else but my phone. Yeah, I have it off to the side. Eventually, when I get like a GoPro like yours there, yeah, I'll put it like one closer to me on my kit. I want one on my feet, one overhead. You know what I mean? And then one like in front and behind. You know, like 4 different views. And I want to be able to like edit the videos and always do like one take on a drum, because all my drum covers are just one take, because I don't have the fucking equipment to be able to edit them and put and slice and dice. You know what I mean? I got to make sure I nail it in one take and do it like that. And then I just go into iMovie. I download it in iMovie. I turn whatever song I'm doing into an MP3, and then I put that in my phone, and then I just go to iMovie and take it out of my downloads and put the drum cover together. I edit the music with my drums, work on the volume a little bit, and that's that.
I see. Yeah, because actually you said you wanted to try to get some GoPros too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple of them.
That's what we're using right here. And I guess, would you look for the newest GoPro, or would you just want to try the different, more cheapest one?
It's the cheapest, whatever. What it gets the job done. I'm not looking for anything fancy. I'm not really like one of those people that's like needs like the fancy gear. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know a couple of drummers that are like that. That just like he loves like you gotta have like, it's not DW drums. They're not drums. They're not Zildjians. They're not cymbals. You know what I mean? Yeah. People like their stuff, man. I don't knock it. I like myself too. I got OCD a little bit. All my cymbals gotta be Meinl. All my heads gotta be Evans. You know, right now I'm okay with the little Frankenstein kit I got going on with the pearl drums, Tama pedals, and Orange County snare. But eventually, I'm gonna get Tama kit, get some ACD pedals, upgrade my Speed Cobras. ACD also make upgrades for pretty much like DWs, Tama, Mapex, whatever. They make upgrade parts for existing pedals, so I want to turn my Speed Cobras from chain drive to direct drive, and I also want to upgrade the drive shaft. I might even get the spring geometry upgrade. I'm not sure for my Speed Cobras, but I want to be able to take my Speed Cobras and keep them set on my practice kit at home, and on my practice pad. And then the ACDs, those are the ones that will go out, you know, recording sessions in studios, or, you know, filling in gigs, playing with bands live, whatever I'm doing. Those things look nice. I've never even played them yet, but I can tell by looking at them that they're fucking amazing looking, dude. They got a true left, a true right, everything on them just look incredible, dude. It's drum porn, that's for sure. They're like trick pedals. I'm sure you've seen Trick, right? They're like Axes. I want to say with direct drives, and I might say if whenever I start looking at foot pedals, to be honest, but I honestly can't tell. Yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. A lot of drummer like when it comes to like your pedals, that's only a metal thing, really. Metal, maybe jazz, because jazz drummers do a lot of single foot action, and they do need that rebound. Like that pedal's got to be stuck to your foot, dude. That pedal can't leave your foot. But like rock drummers and all, they don't care, dude. They just want pedals. They're not thinking about speed. You know what I mean? Not entirely about speed, but at least try to make sure they keep the beat. And then it's like, if it works, it works. That sort of thing, too. They try to keep it simple. Yeah, I focused on speed for a long time. So much so that my hands are lacking. I got to get back to my rudiments and get back to my normal routine, working my hands just like my feet. But yeah, sometimes you got to break away and just spend time on one area and just kill it for a while. But you gotta have variety. You gotta be versatile as a drummer, I think. I don't want to go out there and play the same stuff every night. You know what I mean? I want to play different stuff. I want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I think that's why it's better when it's impossible. Certain bands like at least release like so many albums, and they're able to like switch up their set list. Yeah. Every other venue they go to. So yeah, that's always a good thing. I guess speaking of which, you said you were a part of some bands? Or no? No, not really. Not full time. I got a couple things in the works right now. I can't really talk about it. I guess more so when you were young, like through high school. Oh yeah. I played in my fair share of bands. Some were good, some weren't. Have experience doing all that, and you know, traveling and playing in front of a bunch of people, and then playing in front of no one. You know, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. I just want to play. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really don't care about like all the other bullshit, like being rich or anything like that, or like being popular or anything like that. I don't care about any of that. I just want to be able to travel and play drums. It's literally just all simple. Keep it simple. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, who would you say has been your biggest influence? I want to say Jory Jordison because of the Slipknot tattoo you got there. Yeah, back in the day when Joey hit the scene back in like 99, 98, 99, that was definitely a jaw dropper. Not only like with him, but like also seeing the percussionists on stage too, dressed like idiots and hitting kegs and stuff, dude. Like I remember the first time I seen Slipknot was at Ozfest on the second stage here at the Starlight Pavilion down there in Burgerstown, and dude, wow, that was insane, dude. That was crazy. My earlier influences are like, of course, like Tommy Lee, Motley Crue, Eric Carr. Eric Carr from Kiss. I loved him. And then I heard like Pantera and stuff like that. And Vinnie Paul was a huge influence. And then like bands like Korn, Sepultura started breaking, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like Lamb of God started coming around, and Shadows Fall, and Chimera, and Unearth. All these cool bands started coming around, and yeah,
some of them still kicking ass in this day.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah,
I would say Mike McDonough from Mudvayne. Did you know Mudvayne at all?
Yeah. He was a really good drummer.
Yeah, he was too.
They're torn now too.
You know, it's funny they went back to actually doing the makeup too, because it's they wanted to relive those. It was like 2001.
LD 50 days.
LD 50. I think it came out in 2001.
Yeah. Well, there's this dude, friends with him on Facebook. His name is Justin Fike, Fike. He blows glass, and he travels, and he goes travels with bands on tour or whatever, or meets up with them. I don't know his whole thing, what he does exactly, but he blows glass, and he blows a bunch of cool stuff. Like he just did this sword. Like for this Pantera sword or something. It's really cool. Yeah, it's on display next to the that Dean from Hell, Don Baggs guitar. But he did a video with Mudvayne, a glass blowing video. It's really cool stuff, man. I like it.
Oh, really?
I haven't met him personally yet. I want to. He wants to hook me up with his apprentice. He has an apprentice that wants to do a music project. I haven't really talked to him too much, but we'll see if that does anything. But yeah, he seems he got a lot of stuff going on. So check that out if you're into that stuff.
I think the funny thing was, the reason why I brought him up too was just because the tattoos and everything. I think Matt, he actually did his own tattoo parlor in Peoria, Illinois, and when they were doing the video for the song "Dig," I think he even showed like a tattoo was like all from his lower leg here up his hip and all along the side too. I'm thinking like.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember that. Yeah, it was like a pyramid. He has a pyramid back there, I think, and on his head, I think too.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that, but I think it was because he had like a.
He's into weird things, I think. Like not like weird, like stay away from him weird, but weird like interesting. Weird.
Interesting sort of thing. Yeah,
like history and different stuff. Like I don't know if you're into like ancient aliens and like stuff like that. Like. You into that stuff?
I give it a take. But,
oh, dude, it's super interesting, dude. There's so many smart people out there that have so many cool theories about what ifs. Like, and some of the stuff makes so much sense, dude. It blows your mind. It's like, wow. But recently, my mind's been blown by Dr. Stephen Greer. He's got this. He's kind of weird because he says that you can. I actually downloaded the app that you can meditate and actually communicate telepathically with these beings. It's crazy stuff. But the other half of it, like the stuff that he's talking about, is the technology the government has been hiding from us since like the 40s, when that Roswell crash happened in New Mexico back in like 1947. Supposedly that's 100% true.
Area 51.
And all these UFOs that people are seeing, they're some are real, but most of them are man-made. And it's really interesting stuff, dude. Like it's crazy stuff, man. There's so many people out there that are blowing these conspiracy theories out. It's like so hard to because once you start digging into them, you find so many other stuff, and next thing you know, you're like, damn, I don't know what I was looking for.
I'm gonna start going to aliens, see if it happened with the whole pyramid scheme that happened in Giza or something like that.
Yeah, the pyramids are interesting. I want to go see them. I want to see that for sure. But there's actually some. This is really cool. It's called Serpent Mound. It's in Ohio. It's one of the oldest. Maybe one of the oldest in the world, but it's definitely the oldest in North America. It's one of the coolest. It's like a big mound that's ancient. It's a snake. It's a snake. It's really cool. Look it up.
That's freaky.
But it's right here in Ohio. It's just a couple hours away.